Well, everybody, as you can see, we have our 2022 Ford Super Duty, and I'll have to say it now because we have the new release of the 2023. So this truck is the last of its kind. So before we get into my thoughts on the 2023, and I'm sure you guys have your impressions as well, we're gonna kind of see as we go along. I'm just gonna go through different things about this truck and what I like about it, and you guys can kind of agree or disagree if you kind of notice the same things I did about the new model. All right, so the first thing that I gotta say about the 2022 is I absolutely love the front end on this truck. I love the headlights. I like the way everything just kind of goes together with the lines of the truck, with the grille, all of that. I mean, this platinum grille, I think, is one of the nicest Ford grills they've ever done. The headlights are awesome with the black inlays. We have a little bit of chrome on them, but it all kind of works. And I just really think that when they made the last of these particular Super Duties, they really did a good job on them. Another thing I do like about this particular Super Duty is just the way the body lines and everything kind of just flows throughout the truck. I mean, you don't really have any breaks. Everything just kind of goes together. I do like the way that this vent is the size that it is, which I'll get into the new one in a little bit. But I just think that I don't really know if there's a whole lot of things that are really sticking out for me that I had to have changed on this truck. When I bought this truck, I looked at it at the dealership and I was like, man, that is a nice looking truck. I'm normally a Ram guy. I have been a Chevy guy, and now I have a new Ford. And I just think that every certain truck manufacturer really gets it right once in a while. Sometimes you have to modify them to make them look better, just like the Gladiator trucks. I think if you put a lift and wide tires on, they look awesome. I think stock, they look terrible. The Rebel, I think you need to put a lift on them just to kind of give it that little bit of extra girth and bigger tires and all that, and then they really come to life with the way that the body lines work. This truck, even from stock, I mean, I didn't like how narrow the truck looked with stock wheels, but you kind of, that's just how they are. I mean, obviously you can't have big wide wheels and tires from the factory on a truck like that. But I would have to say I was very happy with the initial looks of my Super Duty right out of the gate. Now, stepping into the interior, obviously we do have our illuminated platinum placard here on our door sill. And if you guys have been watching the channel, you know that we had to add that from the 17 to 21 model, I think it was, but either way, we had to get that from the previous models. Maybe it was 19, I think it's the last year they did that, but they got rid of that, so that was kind of something that was due to, I think, supply chain issues. So adding that was awesome. I don't know if the new trucks have that or not. Kind of the illuminated things are my thing. If you guys know, I absolutely love LED lights. I love the way they accent things and just kind of make you feel warm and fuzzy inside when you open the door and you see that. But I did add that. The wire was already there, so no big deal. But if you are gonna do that, make sure the wire's there first because some of them don't have it anymore. The interior, dark Marsala interior, absolutely love it. The seats are very soft. The interior just feels very nice. Let's hop up in here real quick. So steering wheel, exactly in a nice position. It has very nice comfort. The size of it is very, very good for your hand feel. Everything feels soft and high quality. This steering wheel, I don't know whether I'm sold on the new interior just yet. It is, I wouldn't say it's better, I wouldn't say it's worse, but I would say it's different. So it really kind of depends on your style, whether you like the newer F-150 dash rather than the one that's in this truck, which is basically your F-150 dash from the previous model. But I do like the way this looks. I think I could look at this dash for many, many years to come and not really feel like I'm missing anything. And being that it is a 2022, this is the only year that you could get this body style truck with the large screen. So I think we kind of got lucky here and got all the classic looking things from the previous trucks with some of that new technology that you might have been missing out on some of the earlier Illumiduties. All right, so let's start from the front. These headlights, as I said, I absolutely love these headlights. I don't think I would ever have to change them. They did change them. They changed the grille. Am I sold on the grille and the headlight combo? I've seen some pictures where it looks better than others. I've seen some pictures where I'm like, yeah, definitely hard no. I do like the way this looks. When I see one coming down the road, I know that's a very similar year to my truck, and I'm like, yeah, that's the one. That's when they really hit it out of the park. The little King Ranch kind of deal that they're going on with the integration of the grille and the headlight, I mean, it's something new. I understand things need to change. You can't just keep them the same forever. But for me, it has not grown on me yet. Drop in the comments on all these different things. I'm going to add just kind of my little 2 cents about some of the changes and see if you agree with me and see if you don't agree with me. Maybe there's some things that I don't like that you like, but definitely put your comments down there so we can kind of interact with that whole conversation about whether this truck was better or the new truck was better. Because the reason I'm making this video, I did put a poll on Instagram, and 70% of the people that voted for this truck over the 2023. Are you guys one of those? Next up are side vents on our fenders. Well, you can see mine are white. They have the white F350. They are no longer the original ones that came with the truck because I know. I have an addiction to LED lights. These are the Recon LED ones. They light up. You can change them like 4 different colors, but I do like the cleanness of the white. Obviously, you can see we do have the overkill lighting rock lights on the truck as well, which make it look so clean and custom. But as far as this vent goes, I mean, this truck kind of started with the era of making the big badges, everything got bigger on these trucks, and now they're getting even bigger with that new truck. So now we go from here to here. The new one goes all the way down to this body line. So we're adding this much, and I'm not sure how much higher it goes here, if it does at all, but it is kind of like a big gill on the side of the truck. And for me, I don't know. If they made it light up, I might like it, but I'm not entirely sold on that part just yet. Now, as we talked about body lines and just how this truck is sleek as it goes through all of the different curvatures of the aluminum body design, I have to talk about the new addition of the bed step. Now, it's kind of a Chevy thing, not gonna lie. That was added to the Chevy trucks, and I guess for functionality in an engineer's mind, I think that would be something that they think was awesome, where you can just step up onto here and get into this part of the bed. As a truck owner, I have never, ever needed to do that. I've never felt the need to be like, man, I wish I had a step here that I could get into the bed. But if you did, and I know they did this on some of the earlier F-150s, they had an optional step here that pulled out, just kind of like the Ram has the one in the back, and you can sometimes get them on the back of the trucks on the Fords, I believe, as well as an accessory. But they could have a hideaway step here, which wouldn't be there all the time. It's just kind of, Chevy did that with the rear bumper. We'll talk about that in a minute. And now Ford's doing that. So, I mean, those are things I didn't like about the Chevy, and I don't really like them about the new Ford either. All right, so now at the back of the truck, we do have some updates on the new 2023. For the 2022, my only gripe was really the taillights. I think they could have done a little bit more, put a little bit of black accenting around them, and maybe made this center section black, just to kind of break up the white and the red. I just think that it looks kind of basic, and a lot of people have changed it in the aftermarket. You can buy aftermarket taillights for these to change them out completely, or you can kind of customize your factory ones. For me, what they did with the new ones, I hate to say it, but it is kind of a little bit Chevy, the way that they kind of brought them in and made them a little bit, like we already are pretty narrow here, so now they're bringing this in. And if you look at the new Chevy trucks, it kind of looks somewhat similar to that. I do like that they did put a little bit of black in the middle here, just to kind of break things up. So, I mean, maybe they were listening to me a little bit, but hey, I'm not gonna flatter myself. And now new for 2023, they also put on the steps for the bumper, which is also another Chevy kind of thing that they did back in 2017, I believe it was. But I don't really know if that's the thing that I would want to have on my truck. I mean, I like the way that this is. I think the truck looks narrow enough as it is without kind of cutting that out and just giving it another angle to look at, just kind of aesthetically for me. But we do have, let's do that again. Okay. We do have our soft opening tailgate, which can be opened with the remote. And then we have our beautiful step hidden away in here. Very easy to use. Step up on, get up onto your truck. Very easy to use. Very easy to set up, put away. Goes inside the tailgate. Don't even know it's there. The only gripe I have about this is just the fact that this little edge right here, if you're pulling stuff out of the bed like plywood or whatever, It has caught a few times, and it's just something that maybe grips a little bit too much. And if they could do something about that, I think that this would be pretty much flawless. But on the 2023, they did make this step a little longer for the shorter people or the people that aren't as flexible to be able to get up on that to get into their bed. Works perfectly. I don't know that we really needed the bumper steps. They do have the little handholds up here as well, so you can just kind of step up and reach in. But I mean, for an owner's perspective, I mean, I can reach in pretty much everywhere I would need to. If I were to step on here, I really don't think I can reach that much further into the bed. So as far as the bed step goes, I really don't think that we needed those, but hey, maybe somebody in the engineering department would disagree with me. So now some other things that they're taking the guesswork out of truck ownership on is now you can have your automatic raising and lowering tailgate. Also has a camera in it, so you're not gonna smash into anything with this. Well, we already have a bed cam. I understand that this camera is now looking at the ground, so they put one here, and they also put reverse sensors on here, so you just don't run into anything with your tailgate. But I can't say that I've ever done that. Maybe some people out there have, but it's just one of those things that maybe we're making things too easy on people nowadays. We don't want to make them too soft. We want to make them, you know, kind of think about what you're doing. And if you smack a tailgate, well, you kind of deserved it. But I guess they're trying to broaden the market for everybody to want to own one of these trucks. So you can put somebody that has no experience whatsoever, and then they're not going to mess up your truck. Also, they do have some new technology in the 2023 where you do have an indicator showing your payload weight in the bed of your truck. So if you're loading up a whole bunch of wood or whatever, it will show if you're at the maximum or not, which is kind of a cool feature, but nothing that I've ever really thought I needed in my truck. Also, I believe with that system, you do have the ability to see how much you have on your hitch as far as tongue weight goes, which is nice if you want to level your load or whatever and make sure that you have that at your desired tongue weight on your truck. I mean, that's definitely nice to have stuff. Now, Ford has said that over 90% of the owners that buy an F350, F250 use their truck mainly for towing over 10,000 pounds. So that being said, they did do some updating on their trailer backup systems. You actually can now have your truck back up to your trailer for you, as if the cameras weren't enough to line up the ball. I mean, hey, if you can't do that, I guess you just can't do that. But maybe if you can't do that, you shouldn't be pulling a trailer. But maybe I'm just being a little bit too critical here. But I mean, yes, we do have a lot of technology helping us out nowadays. Back in the day, we didn't have any of that, and you could just kind of, I'm going in circles here about the old school, but the fact is, yes, you can actually have your truck now in the 2023 back up to your trailer, and then you also have your trailer assist, which I do have on this truck as well, which I have not ever set up, which I should probably do for a video just to kind of show how it's done, because I think you have to do that individually per trailer, and there's a unit that has to go on the trailer. It's a whole thing that you have to calibrate, but you can do that with your truck and trailer where you actually let go of the steering wheel and turn just that little knob on the dash, and it will turn the trailer in the direction that you want it to go. For me personally, I've been backing up trailers since I was probably 16 years old, and I know how to do that. So I just never took the time to set that system up. It's probably something that a lot of people never did, but hey, if you guys are one of those guys that use a trailer backup assist, drop that in the comments. So another thing they did change aesthetically was just that we have the big gill now on the side. They also took the 6.7 Power Stroke badge, and these are separate, and I believe they added these kind of together, made the 6.7 red, which I really do like. That's pretty cool. I mean, maybe not if you have a burgundy truck, that would probably clash, but as far as that symbol goes, it kind of is a throwback to the 6.4 liter where you had that kind of little kidney or whatever on the side of the truck, and it had the red grill for the diesel, so you knew which trucks were diesel and which ones were gas just by that really kind of sticking out on every truck. Now you're going to have the red 6.7 on the side of your truck to know that, well, you have a diesel truck. I mean, before it would just be that it either had this badge or it didn't. I think that design cue is actually very nice. I do like that new symbol, and they did move it down a little bit and took it out of this section here and just kind of moved it down lower on the door. I mean, it just kind of makes it look a little bit different, but also still looks nice on the truck. And for you gas guys out there that don't need a diesel, you can still get your Super Duty, and you don't have to get it with a 6.2 liter anymore. You can get it with the new 6.8 liter V8, which used to be the displacement of the V10. So now you got a bigger V8, and then you can also get the 7.3 liter V8 as well, or you can get up to the diesel, which, you know, it's going to cost you, but I think it's worth the money. But a lot of people don't need it, so it's just kind of one of those things. new engine, so I guess we're gonna see how that one tests out over time, but it's good that they're innovating and kind of getting away from some of these older engines and then improving things for the future. So my final thoughts on the 2023 Super Duty compared to our 2022. The 2023, you obviously get the new interior. You get the seats that have the option of folding all the way flat if you do want to nap in your truck. Not necessarily something for me, but hey, if you're on the job site and that's something that you need, that is now available. You do have a heads-up display, which I would really, I like heads-up display. That's a very cool option. Very nice that they're having it in the new trucks now as well. We do have some new tech for towing. We do have the power source in the back of the bed now, which is also very cool. If that's something you want to have in your truck. We do have the new high output 6.7 liter Power Stroke coming out. It'd be nice to see those numbers coming out very soon. We have a new gas engine. So a lot of new innovations for the new Super Duty. So also drop in the comments, is this a truck that you would want? Would you rather have a 2022 or would you go for that brand new 2023? So if you guys have gathered, I'm definitely not getting rid of my 2022 Super Duty. Absolutely love this truck. And now that it's a 1 year only truck with a big screen, I think it's kind of just special. And the new truck, well, it's gonna be something different and maybe something that's gonna grow on me over time. But definitely drop in the comments anything you have to say about any of the comments that I've made or any of the things that maybe you noticed that are things you like or dislike about the new truck, or maybe you'd rather have this one instead. But on some channel news, I am almost at that big 4-0 mark. My birthday is coming up. We're almost at 40,000 subscribers. So if you guys are enjoying the content on the channel, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We have plenty more Super Duty stuff for you guys. We have stuff from the GMC Yukon. We have stuff from the Camaro. We have stuff from the tractors, the boat. We have all kinds of stuff around here. So I try to mix it up every once in a while and give something for some of the people that have maybe other interests maybe than just one thing on the channel, but we try to keep it all interesting around here, and I really appreciate all your guys' support. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep that hammer down. And for all the people that stuck around to this point in the video, definitely drop in the comments anything you'd like to say, or put Starlight Headliner in the description, because, well, you stayed this long. Oh, yes. You guys have not seen, we did add the Starlight Headliner on this truck. It is such a mod that it's, I guess, not for everybody, but I absolutely love it, and I love showing it on the channel as much as possible. So it's a 1,000-piece. They had to basically take apart most of the truck to get it installed. Has a little remote here. You can change the colors and all of that. My kids absolutely love this, and I do as well. So just kind of a little bonus for you guys. I do not want Ford to install these on their trucks, because then mine wouldn't be as special, and I like being special sometimes.